Moving on, Aashish Somaiyaa, CEO of White Oak, is here to talk about AMFI data, which is just flashing on your screen. And the details of the data show that equity inflows have actually fallen to 6-month lows. How do you read this, Aashish?
Yeah, hi Ajay. So, Ajay, I think it is maybe to be but expected because last 18 months, or say from October 21 onwards till now, it's been one kind of a grind, right? I mean, you've seen the market consistently going nowhere. In fact, in between, in May 2022, we even saw 15,200 on the Nifty. And in the past, I've always observed that, whenever people don't make return for a long time, and, in between, of course, you experience a lot of volatility. So let's put it like this, that if somebody invests 100 rupees, when the 100 becomes 85, obviously they are not happy with it. But the moment that 85 comes back to 100 or 101, there is a tendency to take money off the table and kind of conclude that, okay, well, this is not worked out, but at least my capital is back. So generally, in the early stages of a bounce back, we have seen it time and again that people have a tendency, people who have been long-term investors, they might say that, okay, there's a couple of years of no return, my return is averaging down, let me book whatever profits I have. And people who have invested in the recent past, they've not seen any return. In fact, they might have seen a downside. So the moment the capital recovers, there is a tendency to, take the money and run. So I think it's part of, it's part of market cycle. And that's why you have seen that when the market is looking to make new highs, there has been a fair amount of buoyancy right through April and May. So when the market shows some returns, people do have a tendency to exit.
This is Vinny joining in the conversation as well. And I just want to know, in terms of obviously that interest that we've seen coming in the mid-cap, small-cap space, that flows that are coming in there, has that been seen this time as well? Has that continued?
Yeah, in fact, that was slightly unusual, or that was, in fact, one thing which is worth noticing in the data, that if you actually were to go down, now the Association of Mutual Funds gives very granular data, very insightful data. So if you go by category, like Ajay mentioned, of course, total equity flows, the net inflow for equity as a category has gone down to about 3,300 crores. And if you take hybrid funds like balance advantage funds, etc., that actually is net negative. But like you pointed out, the only category which is net positive by a significant measure is the small cap mutual funds and the mid cap mutual funds. So clearly, that is a bit of a maybe that also has got to do with which segment of the market is showing more traction, and people who allocate money seem to be heading towards that based on recent performance. But I think the overall numbers is something to focus on. And the overall number, as usual, when market looks to make new highs, people tend to remove money. That's what it shows.
Okay, Aashish, thank you so much for joining in with us this afternoon and giving us an understanding on those numbers coming in from the AMFI data. But